Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another few medical terminology related prefixes that denotes the information related to body part. Okay, so in our previous sessions also like we have covered these topic. This session is in the continuation of the same, and we are discussing the part 22nd. Okay, so how we are going to proceed with this session? First of all, I'll tell you about few prefixes with their actual meaning, and once it is clear, then we will see a couple of examples for the same. Why? Because without example, it would be not that much of easier for us to identify the actual meaning of the medical terminology by simply looking at their prefixes. So just for the practice purpose, I'll show you some examples and also explain the things. Okay. So yeah, let's see. What all prefixes we have, but before that let me repeat the definition for prefix for those who are directly referring this session, although I recommend you to go and check the entire sequence of the playlist because we are doing everything in a proper sequence. But still, if you have directly joined this session, so prefix is nothing but a word that is attached at the beginning of any medical terminology and that produces some information. Okay, so yeah, now let's start with the first prefix. First prefix is bus or burso. Now what is bus and burso? It is a prefix that is used to denote the information related to bursa. Okay, so whenever you want to showcase something as bursa, then in that case you will use the prefix burso or bus. So this is the theoretical thing. Now let's see the practical examples. First example is bursitis. Bursitis means inflammation of the bursa, often uh, resulting in the pain and swelling. So whenever there is a inflammation of bursa, often resulting in the pain and swelling, then this situation we will denote with the help of the prefix bursitis. With the prefix with the terminology bursitis, which is made with the prefix bursa or burso. Okay. Then we have bursogram. Now what is bursogram? Bursogram is a radiographic examination of bursa after after injecting a contrast medium. So let's say if a doctor want to check or examine the bursa, then in that situation, what doctors will do? They will inject some contrast medium and then take the radiographic examination. So this entire process is defined with the help of one terminology, bursogram. Okay, and it is initiated with the prefix burso. Then we have bursopathy. Now what is bursopathy? Any disease or any abnormal condition which affects the bursa is known as bursopathy. It could be any condition, it could be any disease, but if it is affecting the bursa, then we will term it as bursopathy. And this terminology bursopathy is also initiated with the prefix burso, which is denoting bursa. Okay. Then we have bursoplasty. Now what is bursoplasty? It is a surgical repair or reconstruction of the bursa. So whenever we want to repair something, reconstruct the bursa, then this term we will denote with the help of bursoplasty, which is again composed with the prefix burso. Now if you look at all the examples again, you will find only one common thing, which is bursa. Somewhere we are talking about the inflammation of bursa, then we are talking about the examination of bursa, or the disease or abnormal condition affecting the bursa. So these all thing is denoted with the help of prefix bus or busso. Okay, fine. Now we will look at the next prefix. Next prefix is carcin or carcino. Now what is carcin or carcino? Carcin or carcino is a medical terminology prefix that is used in order to showcase something as cancer. So whenever there is a discussion of cancer related stuff, then we will use the terminology which is initiated with the prefix carcin or carcino. You got my point? Fine. So the first example is carcinogenesis. Carcinogenesis. So far like we have discussed various examples. So now Even in one of the session I mentioned that whenever there is a discussion related to genesis, then there is something as a formation or development, right? Same thing here as well. Carcinogenesis means the process of cancer development. So whenever a cancer is started developing or formation of cancer has been started, then this process we will denote with the help of the terminology carcinogenesis, which is started with the prefix carcino. Okay. The next thing is carcinoid. Now, what is carcinoid? A carcinoid is a type of slow growing cancer that usually starts in the lining of the digestive tract. Okay, so whenever the digestive tract is affected by uh, cancer which is growing slowly and performs develops the lining on the digestive tract, then this type of disease is denoted with the terminology carcinoid, which is started with the prefix carcino. Okay, fine. Then we have carcinoma. Carcinoma. Now, what is carcinoma? A type of cancer that begins in the epithelial cells which covers the body surface line and line the internal organs. So this type of cancer, which begins in the epithelial cells, is defined with the help of terminology carcinoma, which is started with the prefix carcino. Okay. Likewise, if you look at the next example, which is carcinomatosis. Now, what is carcinomatosis? Carcinomatosis is a condition where a widespread presence of cancer throughout the body. When the cancer cells are spreaded over throughout the body or overall the body, then this type of situation is denoted with the help of prefix carcinomatosis. Carcinomatosis. Okay. So these are the all example which is initiated with the prefix either carcin or carcino. And one thing that you will find common in all of these example is cancer. Somewhere we are talking about the development of cancer, somewhere we are talking about the slow growing cancer, then the cancer which is developed in the epithelial cells and throughout the body. So just to denote the information related to cancer, we are using the prefix carcino or carcin. Then we have next prefix cardi or cardio. Now, what is cardi and cardio? It is most commonly used term, right? We heard it many times during the exercise. Cardio exercises are there, right? So whenever there is a discussion related to heart, we will use the term cardi or cardio. For example, first one is cardiomyopathy. Now, what is cardiomyopathy? Disease of the heart muscles. Whenever a patient is suffering from the heart muscle disease, then we will call it as this condition as cardiomyopathy, which is started with cardio. Likewise, we have another example which is cardiotonic. What is cardiotonic? A substance that has positive effect on the force of the heart contraction. So this type of substance is denoted with the terminology cardiotonic, which is started with the prefix cardio. Then we have cardiomegaly, which is a condition where the enlargement of heart processed. Okay, so whenever the heart is enlarged, then we will use the terminology cardiomegaly, which is composed with the prefix cardio and denoting the information about the heart. Likewise, in the next example, we have cardiogenic, which means originating from heart. It could be anything. Whenever something is originated from the heart, then we will denote it with the help of terminology cardiogenic, which is started with the prefix cardio. So if you look at all these examples, you will find only one common thing, which is cardio, which is heart. We are talking about heart muscle, heart contraction, enlargement of heart, or originating from heart. So whenever we want to denote something as heart, we will use the prefix cardi or cardio. So yeah, these are the some examples and prefixes I wanted to show you today. And for today we have one question: what information is provided by the prefix buco and bronic? Okay. So you can answer this question in the comment section, and if you have any doubt in this topic, you can refer the previous session because there we have already discussed about these topic in detail. So yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.